What if the way you start your morning, or end your day, is quietly subtracting years from your life? What if the small, unnoticed habits you repeat without thinking are doing more harm than any single diagnosis? After age 65, the rules change. The body becomes more sensitive, the mind more vulnerable, and time more precious. Yet, too many people unknowingly follow routines that slowly wear them down, not because they don't care, but because no one ever told them these were mistakes. And here's the truth. It's not the big events that define how long or how well we live. It's the tiny, invisible choices we make each day. Today, we'll reveal 5 daily habits that silently erode your vitality, memory, and independence, even if you feel fine right now. Backed by research, real patterns, and lived experiences, this isn't just about longevity. It's about the quality of those extra years. We're also going to follow the lives of 2 people in their 70s, one thriving, one declining, both with stories you might see in your own life or someone you love. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid, and more importantly, what to do instead. Because these aren't just tips, they are quiet turning points. So if you've ever wondered what really makes the difference between fading and flourishing, after 65, stay with us. The most dangerous habits are often the ones no one talks about. Comment number 1 if you're ready to take control of your longevity, starting today. Let's start with something many people overlook. The very first hour after waking. What you do, or fail to do, within those first 60 minutes sets the tone for your entire day. Especially after 65, when your circulation slows, your joints stiffen overnight, and your brain needs time to re-engage with the world. Frank's mornings follow a familiar pattern. He wakes up slowly, shuffles to the kitchen, pours a cup of coffee, and settles into his recliner to watch the news. He stays there for an hour or more. His body remains still, his breathing shallow. And although he feels like he's easing into the day, what's really happening is far more dangerous. That stillness causes blood flow to remain sluggish. Muscles stay tense, his joints get tighter, and his brain, starved of oxygen and motion, remains in a kind of fog. Over time, that fog thickens. His gait has slowed. His energy drops by mid-morning. And his memory? Well, it's not what it used to be. Now, Evelyn's routine begins differently. She opens her blinds as soon as she wakes, letting natural light signal her brain that it's time to rise. She drinks a glass of water, then stands by the window and gently stretches her arms, back, and legs. She takes a few deep breaths, then walks outside, even if just around the block. This short ritual floods her body with oxygen, jumpstarts her metabolism, and tells her nervous system, "We're awake, we're alive, let's begin." This isn't just about energy, it's about long-term brain health. Studies from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity show that seniors who move in the morning report better balance, sharper cognition, and even improved mood throughout the day. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, reduces inflammation, and lowers the risk of falls, all critical after 65. Evelyn doesn't consider it exercise, it's simply what she does, and that's the key. So, if your day starts in silence and stillness, ask yourself, what would 5 minutes of movement change? A few shoulder rolls, a slow walk outside. Even light stretching by the window can be enough. It's not about intensity. It's about intention. Now, moving to the second factor that silently affects longevity, the quiet routine of eating. The same low-quality foods day after day. Frank doesn't think much about his meals. He keeps things simple. Breakfast is usually toast or cereal. Lunch might be a frozen meal or a sandwich. Dinner? Often something from a box or can. It feels easy, familiar, and safe. But this kind of routine, especially when built around processed, nutrient-poor foods, is one of the most deceptive threats to health after 65. Processed foods are often high in sodium, sugars, and artificial additives, but low in fiber, antioxidants, and essential micronutrients. When eaten occasionally, they may not do much harm, but when they form the foundation of your diet, they gradually weaken your immune system, inflame your gut, and starve your cells of what they need most. Frank's digestion has slowed. He often feels bloated. His blood pressure crept up last year. His doctor mentioned changing his diet, but Frank says, "At my age, I eat what I like." But inside, the damage continues. Chronic inflammation builds silently. His gut microbiome, once diverse and protective, has grown weaker. And without enough dietary variation, his body lacks the fuel to repair and protect itself. Meanwhile, Evelyn approaches food as nourishment. She doesn't follow trends or complicated diets. Instead, she rotates her meals. Oats with berries one morning, eggs with greens the next. Lunchtime might be a hearty soup made from seasonal vegetables, or a simple salad with beans and olive oil. Dinner always includes something fresh, something alive, leafy greens, root vegetables, a splash of citrus or herbs. It's not perfection, it's variety, and it's backed by science. Research published in Cell Metabolism shows that dietary diversity is directly linked to better immune health and reduced risk of chronic disease in aging adults. The more colors and textures on your plate, the more signals your body receives to repair, defend, and renew. Evelyn's grocery list changes weekly. Frank's hasn't changed in years, and the results speak for themselves. So ask yourself, when was the last time you tried a new fruit, added fresh herbs to your plate, or swapped white bread for something whole? It's not about cooking gourmet meals. It's about feeding your future. Here's the third behavior that slowly undermines your health, and it's one most people never consider dangerous. It's the quiet erosion of daily human connection. Not deep conversations or weekly gatherings, but the small, everyday exchanges that nourish the mind. A hello to a neighbor, a brief chat at the store, even a smile shared during a morning walk. These micro-interactions are like vitamins for your emotional and cognitive health, and without them, the brain begins to feel isolated, even if you're not technically alone. Frank spends most days in silence. His television talks at him, but no one talks to him. He might nod at the mailman, wave to a passing car, but meaningful interaction? It's become rare. He tells himself he enjoys the peace, but over time, that quiet has turned heavy. His thoughts feel slower. His mood dips more often. His world has narrowed. What Frank doesn't know is that this steady lack of social stimulation is biologically stressful. Studies from the National Academy of Sciences confirm that social isolation increases the risk of cognitive decline, depression, and even early death in older adults. And the danger isn't just in being completely alone, it's in the daily lack of engagement, the slow fading of connection. Now, Evelyn? She understands the power of a simple exchange. She chats with her neighbor while tending her garden. She thanks the young man who carries her groceries. At the library's monthly discussion group, she may speak just a few words, but she shows up. She listens. She smiles. These brief interactions activate her social brain, reduce stress hormones, and strengthen emotional resilience. Her world feels warm, not loud, not busy, but alive. It's not about being an extrovert. It's about being present. And these moments compound over time. Just like physical exercise strengthens muscles, social micro-interactions keep the brain agile, empathetic, and connected to the rhythm of life. So ask yourself, when was the last time you looked someone in the eye and truly saw them? When was the last time you initiated a small moment of kindness or curiosity? Longevity isn't just about surviving, it's about staying woven into the human fabric. As we move forward, there's a fourth pattern that deserves attention. Brushing off small memory slips is just part of getting older. Everyone forgets things, a name, a word, a reason for walking into a room. But for people over 65, these small lapses can be warning lights on the dashboard, and how we respond to them makes all the difference. Frank has started losing track of conversations. He misplaces keys more often, stares blankly at the television remote, forgets appointments. But he laughs it off, saying, "My brain's just tired." When his daughter suggested a memory screening, he waved it away. "I'm fine," he said. "I'm just getting old." But memory decline doesn't begin suddenly. It creeps in, and the earliest signs are often subtle: slower recall, less mental flexibility, or difficulty multitasking. Ignoring these signs means missing the critical window where the brain is still capable of strengthening itself through stimulation, nutrition, and rest. Frank, unknowingly, is letting the decline set in. Evelyn sees it differently. When she finds herself struggling to remember a word or feeling mentally foggy, she doesn't panic, but she pays attention. She reflects on her sleep. Has she been eating well? Did she challenge her mind today? If not, she adjusts. She'll go for a brisk walk, revisit an old poem, or call someone to share a story. She sees each lapse as feedback, not failure. This mindset is powerful. According to researchers at the Alzheimer's Prevention Clinic at Weill Cornell, early cognitive interventions, especially lifestyle-based, are far more effective when started during the first signs of decline. Brain plasticity still works, but only if we act. Evelyn's memory isn't perfect. No one's is. But her awareness gives her an edge. She's actively participating in her brain's future. Frank, on the other hand, is drifting, slowly, quietly, into deeper fog. So the next time you forget something, don't just shrug it off. Ask why. Explore what your brain might be asking for, and more importantly, give it a reason to stay sharp. Finally, there's one last habit that might surprise you, and it starts when the sun goes down. Artificial light, especially the blue light from screens, overhead LEDs, and even some digital clocks, disrupts one of the most essential processes for long life: deep, restorative sleep. Frank's evenings are quiet, but not dark. His television glows for hours, often until midnight. A lamp stays on in the corner. His phone is never far from reach. He doesn't feel awake, but sleep doesn't come easily either. Some nights, he lies in bed staring at the ceiling. Others, he drifts off in his chair and wakes up disoriented. He blames aging. But what he doesn't realize is that the very light around him is confusing his brain. You see, human biology is deeply wired to the rhythm of natural light. When the sun sets, the brain is designed to begin producing melatonin, a hormone that signals the body it's time to rest, repair, and reset. But exposure to artificial light, especially in the blue spectrum, suppresses melatonin production. The result? Poor sleep quality, fragmented rest, and long-term damage to brain health, metabolism, and even immune function. Evelyn treats her evenings like a soft landing. Lights are dimmed as soon as dinner ends. Her screens are off by 8 p.m., Instead, she reads a book with a warm lamp beside her chair. She wears blue light filtering glasses if she needs to check her phone briefly. Her home becomes a cocoon of calm, sending a clear message to her body. It's time to slow down. She sleeps soundly, wakes refreshed. Her memory, mood, and balance reflect that. Science backs this up.
A study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that even a single night of blue light exposure before bed significantly reduces melatonin levels, increasing cortisol, the stress hormone, well into the next morning. And
repeated exposure? It accelerates aging at the cellular level. Frank's late-night habits are aging him in silence. Evelyn's choices are adding quality to her years. So tonight, take a look around your home. How bright is your bedroom? How long are your screens on? These little choices shape your rest and your future. Frank and Evelyn. 2 lives, same age, same generation, but shaped by small daily choices that few people ever question. Frank never set out to harm his health. His habits just happened. A quiet morning without movement, familiar meals lacking, variety. Days spent in silence, a shrug when memory failed, and long nights awash in artificial light. No single habit felt dangerous. But together, they formed a pattern, a slow drift away from vitality. Evelyn's life isn't perfect, but it's intentional. Her mornings begin with breath and motion. Her plate is colorful and alive. Her days are stitched together with human connection, brief but meaningful. She notices when her mind is tired and responds with care. And when the sun sets, her home softens, inviting rest, not disruption. The difference between their lives isn't luck, it's awareness. After 65, time moves differently. The body speaks more softly, but more urgently. Every small decision, what you eat, how you move, who you speak to, when you rest, either nourishes your future or drains it. Longevity isn't about chasing youth. It's about preserving clarity, purpose, and independence for as long as you can. And that starts with noticing the invisible, the quiet danger of sitting too long, the easy convenience of foods that harm, the silence that becomes isolation, the memory lapses we ignore, the lights that keep the brain awake when it needs peace. You have a choice. Right now, to begin noticing, to begin shifting, not in dramatic, impossible ways, but in small human steps. Stand up and stretch. Add color to your next meal. Say hello to someone new. Turn off the lights just a little earlier tonight. Because these aren't just habits. They are acts of preservation, of self-respect, of love for your future, for your family, for your mind. You get to decide which path you follow, Frank's or Evelyn's. Comment below and tell us, what's one small change you're ready to make starting today? And if this message spoke to you, like this video, subscribe for more insights, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Your health is still in your hands.